Welcome everybody to a special episode Flower Circus Walks. Last week we have been in the daffodil fields. Today we're going to go into the hyacinth fields. And like always, Mother Nature throws some surprises at us in Holland. Yesterday we had snow in Holland, believe it or not. We're talking about April. And April does what it wants. That's a saying in Holland, and we can definitely agree on that now that we had some snow yesterday. And even today it's snowing a little bit, but it doesn't stop us. Hopefully it doesn't stop you as well from watching at all the beauty of the hyacinth fields together with Rob van Haaster from Van Haaster Vijfhuizen. But before we go live into the fields, I wanted to show you as well, Van Haaster Vijfhuizen is doing cut flowers as well from hyacinths. So first we go into the company, and Rob will show us around what's happening. To make from a hyacinth to make a cut flower. So let's first do that, and then we go into the flower fields. Rob, can you tell me where we are? Rob, can you tell me where we are?
Yes. Now we are in Haaster Vijfhuizen, and I'm Rob van Haaster, and I've got together with my brother Sjaak a bulb farm.
Yeah.
With a bulb farm with we are growing flower bulbs, hyacinths especially, but also some tulips, daffodils, and crocus. And in the winter we have a flower production of cutflowers from the hyacinths.
Okay. And where are you standing now?
I'm standing by a cold store where we have planted the hyacinth bulbs for forcing them now in the glass house. I will put up the cold store.
Wow.
And we see a lot of small boxes. These are boxes we have planted in week 2.
In January.
Early January, yeah. And it's the meaning that the bulbs think it's spring. We give them a treatment of 9 degrees.
Yeah.
And 9 degrees is the good temperature for starting to rest and to grow for the hyacinths.
So really looks beautiful. When do you start planting? Because I think you already start earlier with the production of the flowers.
Yeah. We start with the production after Christmas. And they were planting in September, and now we are in the last boxes already. And end of April we are finishing with the flower productions.
Okay, it looks beautiful. How many bulbs are there in one box?
One box. It depends on which size it is, but it's mostly about 400 bulbs in a box.
Okay.
400.
Wow. So from the cold store you bring them into the greenhouse probably, or do they have a period in between?
Yeah. No, we when they are standing like this, then we are walking to the next step, and the next step is over here. Now here we see a lot of empty boxes.
That's already was already the production from the earlier months.
Yeah. From the first 3 months we have these boxes, and now we must do a quarter.
Yeah.
Quarter left.
Okay, and I see some big machines as well for working on the land.
Yeah, it's double now.
Yeah.
It's double. For as a bulb farmer, we has a lot to do, and now we are still when we have in the flowers, we must also do business.
Yeah.
Now, when they come out of the cold store, we must give them some water.
Okay.
And here you can see that there's all wet, because it's very dry in the cold store.
Yeah.
And now we give them a lot of water, and after the cold store 9 degrees, we put them to a warm store with 20, 22, 24 degrees.
And you
then we go to the next.
You give them water only one time?
Yeah. We give them one time. A lot of, it's a little windy here.
Yeah, it's Dutch weather, but the sun is shining, so that's already something.
Yeah. We after we put them in the water, we put a stone between, then they get some space extra for growing.
Okay.
And now they are still standing in the store. That's why they are still yellow.
Yeah.
Because they haven't seen any daylight yet.
Okay, that's why they're yellow.
Yeah, that's why they are yellow. And after 3-4 days, they grow 1-2 centimeters a day, at least. Here they have warmth and water.
Yeah.
And when they are good enough, then we put them in the glass house, and then they are starting to get green, and put the last few centimeters on the plant. Then we go to the next room, and here it's also very nice.
Wow, beautiful.
And now you see all the hyacinths blooming.
Yeah.
And in a few days, here they are good enough.
Okay.
Good enough.
So it's quite labor intensive. The planting, then storing in them in another room, and then again in the greenhouse. So you're moving them quite a lot.
Yes. There's a lot of logistics things to do, and we need a lot of labor instead of all the automatic systems what the tulip growers have.
Yeah, but the hyacinth is more like a niche product as well. I mean, there are so many million tulips grown a day, and with hyacinths, the quantity and the amount of growers is also much less, of course.
Yeah. That's it's a very different business.
Yeah.
But we need each other to serve the same clients.
Yeah. So you're harvesting them here? No, not yet.
Harvest them here.
Okay.
we let them grow here, and we are just finishing for today because it was Easter, so it must be a little slow down.
Yeah.
And we put them in boxes when it's going too fast.
Yeah.
And now you can see that the bulb is cutting off.
Yeah.
From the stem. The bulb is just finished. We don't do anything with it.
Okay.
We
just throw it away.
We dig a hole in it.
Yeah.
And the bulb is finishing.
Okay. And why do you dig a hole in the bulb?
Because we need the bottom of the stem to let them stay good in the water.
Yeah. Okay.
It's better for the depth in the vase.
Yeah. Okay, so for the vase life, you need to keep the part of the bulb. It needs to be attached to the stem.
Yes.
And well, there's the sorting. Hello.
And now we must also wash them because they are growing on peat.
Yeah.
And we throw water over it, and then it's clean.
Okay.
And after that, you see that we put the length together.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to cut off them.
Yeah, of course.
And we make bunches of 5, and the bunches of 5 were rolling in paper, and then it goes to the auction. But we want to sell them directly to our customers in the UK and Germany especially.
Okay. And there are the auction buckets as well. So you roll them into a paper sleeve. And how many stems are there in the paper sleeve?
25 in a paper sleeve, 4 sleeves in a bucket, and the bucket now you see CC cars, trolleys, and that means that we send them directly to the buyer.
Okay.
And so we know the price and we know how much we must deliver. So that's for us good working.
Yeah, and this actually what is happening now, or what you're showing us, is just a small part of the whole Hyacinth life, because there's much more going on the fields as well. Or if you talk about the period.
Yes. Yeah, this is only the last few months of a Hyacinth life, who is at least 3-4 years old.
Wow. So, unbelievable how much time it takes to make a cut flower like this. It's and then you can see the love. I mean, you're even cleaning them before you send them to the customers.
Yeah. We wash them a little bit so that they are very nice and cleanly comes into the houses of the people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, great. I mean, I can't wait to see the fields as well. So maybe we need to go to the fields, and so you could tell more about the hyacinths and what's going on, and how the fields look at the moment after yesterday's snow.
Yeah. It's still snowing sometimes a little bit.
Okay.
So, but we take our car and drive a little bit, because not every field is here in the area, but we will drive a little bit. Then we will show the fields who are for production for the hyacinths.
Yeah. Okay. Great. See you in a little bit. And we are back again, and now we do some magic, and we quickly go into the fields. And it looks like we have some good weather for now. Oh no, we don't have good weather for now.
Good weather, I don't know.
It's not the best weather at the moment. It's unbelievable. We got a lot of people already in, Rob. We've got people from Portugal in. I've seen people from Poland, from Rhode Island, USA, India, Kenya, Belgium. So we got quite some people in already. So wow, it's a beautiful sight, this, with all the hyacinths.
Yes, yeah, it's the most colorful time of the year in Holland.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. How many hectares of flowering hyacinths do I see at the moment?
What you see at the moment here in this field is only 5 hectares of hyacinths.
Yeah. Okay.
And we have a circle of these fields who are blooming at the moment.
Yeah.
But, not all together.
Okay, so you got them spread over the whole area.
Yeah. In area of most are standing on a few kilometers, but we have also some in other parts of Holland stay.
Okay, because I understand you can't put the hyacinth bulb on the same soil every year.
No. We need a crop rotation, just like the daffodils and the tulips. So every year is standing another bulb on a field. Yeah, get some hail down, but
So
oh, that's nice word.
we were hoping so, and we were checking the weather forecast all the time, and it said it was quite a nice period between 3 and 4, but they missed it again.
No, not a problem.
Yeah.
We see the lights at the end of the tunnel, so no problem.
Okay. Yeah, that's at least there's not it's not covered in snow, so we can see all the beauty.
Yes.
And
It's dark weather. You can see the colors only better.
yeah, that's true. I can see it at the beginning. You've got some different stages of the hyacinths lying on the soil there.
Yeah. That's. I put some of our hyacinths near, so you can see that the hyacinth is growing for 3-4 years before it starts to bloom.
Okay.
What you see now is a finger on. Now you can see this is normally in the autumn.
Yeah.
In the summer we dig a hole in the bulb.
Yeah.
Then the flower is going down.
Yeah.
And the bulb is going in stress, and he wants to have to survive, so he puts some new bulbs between the
Okay.
yeah. And when we plant it in November, December, and then it's only you see some grass when it's going up,
Yeah.
and you see some bulbs now just growing a little bit. And in the summer we harvest these bulbs, and then you get only very small bulbs.
Yeah, they're really tiny.
Yeah, very tiny, and one bulb stay one bulb. It's only growing in a year a few sizes. And when it's very small, it doesn't bloom. You see, it's only green.
Yeah.
And when we plant and harvest this, you see next time you see a small flower.
Yeah.
And a little bit bigger bulb. And that is the second year.
Yeah.
And we harvest these, and then you get a size bigger. And now you see some flowering. And that's the field you see now.
Okay. So that's the third year, the field we see.
Yeah. In the fourth year, then it's big enough to give a flower who you can sell.
Yeah.
You can sell the bulb in the summer.
Unbelievable. So only the first time with the small bulbs it multiplies, and all the other years, all the other 4 years, it's still the same bulb, and it doesn't multiply at all.
No.
Wow. That's that's something. I mean, a tulip gives 2.5, maybe sometimes 3, but that's every year. And now it's only once every 4 years you get to multiply.
Yeah. And then you can see, now you see this field, and when you harvest these bulbs, they're all big. But I've got also some fields who are just green, and you don't see anything about the colors.
Wow, I didn't know that. I mean, this is unbelievable, and so much effort just for one bulb. 4 years of effort, unbelievable.
That's why they say it's a very expensive way of growing. And yeah, you must invest for 4 years before you get your crop.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. 4 years, and then like we saw in the beginning, you have to plant them for the cut flowers as well. So we talk about almost 5 years in the end.
Years of storage.
Of hard labor. Yeah.
Yeah, hard labor. Yeah.
And I lost connection with John, so if you can ask him to connect again, then we have some pictures as well, because now we only see my face, and that's not the best thing. Let me check. We're in the middle of some fields, so sometimes the connection just fails a bit, but don't worry, we will get back to you soon.
Filming, but he must
he must reconnect. Meanwhile, I can show some of the pictures that are harvesting. As I understand, right, the plants are planted in nets, so you can take them out easier.
Yeah. These plants are not planted in nets.
Okay.
They are on sandy soil.
Yeah.
Then it doesn't necessary. But when you plant them on clay ground or heavy soil, then they use to have nets, because then you don't have the soil between the bulbs.
Okay. So it really depends on what type of soil you are on.
Yeah. And hyacinths loves sandy soil, so then they grow good, easy.
Yeah, because if you check the whole of Holland, and then you see where the flowers are grown, or the bulbs are grown, it's just a small part of Holland.
Yeah. It's only mostly on the west coast of Holland, and it's the sandy soil. It comes from the dunes from a long time ago.
Yeah.
And that's why here is sandy soil. And that's why, and the climate is also good because of the sea. You don't have much frost.
Yeah.
And in the summer it's cooler as further from the coast.
Yeah.
So that's why the bulbs likes this climate.
Yeah. And what time do you start to harvest the bulbs?
Now, this field where we're standing in, that's for the first shift.
Yeah.
And these must blooming in December.
Yeah.
End of the year, and then we started to harvest them early June, first week of June. This first part of the field go to harvest.
Okay.
And the second part 1 week later, and that's then for January.
Yeah. And what do you? We last week we were talking with Linda with the daffodils. They don't cut the flowers. They just let them die, and then all the leaves get the energy into the bulb. What do you do with the hyacinths? Do you need to cut the flowers like the tulips for the bulb production?
No. We don't have to cut the flowers. We just let them flowering, and when it's finished, then they dried up.
Okay.
That's no problem. Early days they pick the flower off.
Yeah.
But the labor costs more, as that you have some benefits of better bulb growing.
Okay.
So the labor is cost too much to do anything with it. So
yeah.
we just let stand it.
So if we see it happening that they are taking away the flowers, it's more for the floral parades that normally take place in April, May.
Yeah. Correct. Sometimes they pick the flowers for the torso.
Yeah.
For the normally about a few weeks, but now they don't need that, so they are standing good.
Yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful sight seeing you standing there with the daffodils and the really Dutch skies. It almost looks like a painting.
Yeah. And then we are standing with the daffodils fields in the area, and the tulip fields are not flowering yet. One field further on, it's also from us, but the first tulips are flowering, but the daffodils were and now are the hyacinths on the way.
And once they are flowering, do you check them on quality, or what do you do now when they're flowering?
Now, when they're flowering, we must check them on virus.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to spread the virus between the others. And we must check about some bacterial disease. And that's very tricky when there is some between and the bulbs are going to die.
Yeah.
Walk every week or about 10 days, walking through the fields to check it with our eyes.
Yeah.
And if there are any bad ones, we must take them out by hand.
Wow, it's all by hand, and on Guns is saying, and just one cut. That's why they're expensive. Now, I think now we can say also with all the manual labor with the bulb production. I mean, I think they're still too cheap, to be honest. Anne is also asking, they're beautiful. Can we visit it? I think in a normal period you can visit, but now with all the restrictions because of COVID, it's maybe a little bit difficult.
Yeah. No, you can't visit.
Yeah. A question as well. You are doing obviously the cut flowers, the hyacinths. Is there a difference in varieties that go for the potted hyacinths and that go for the cut flowers?
Yeah. There are different types. The pot production needs shortly plants that they don't fall off.
Yeah.
And in the cut flower production, it's just a tiny flower, so we need the longest varieties for having 30 centimeters.
Yeah.
Because then they can mix them with other flowers.
Okay.
So what we have here is the blue one is the Del's Blue. That's a very popular hyacinth. And out of the Del's Blue, we have other varieties like the Purple Star. That's the purple one. Top Hit is a lila one. Caribbean Dream, it's a light one. China Pink, that's pink. So we have all the same types. And that makes it for us easy to prepare them also.
Yeah. Because there's also a difference between preparation time and things like that to give them the artificial winter or springtime.
Yeah. That's all about the same. So when we plant them in a week, then we know that everything is finishing in that week. So,
okay.
So that works easy, and the main thing that Del's Blue is also a good one is that it has big flowers, big heads, a lot of nails on a bulb.
Yeah. So
the flower buyers likes that.
Yeah. So the nails are actually the flowers on the stem.
Yeah. They have the flowers on the stem.
Yeah. Federico Piva is asking, is the climate change affecting the production of hyacinths?
A little bit. Everything is starting earlier. It's now early April, and the fields of hyacinths are blooming already.
Yeah.
And 20 years ago, it was only half of April or 20th of April.
Okay.
That the hyacinth fields are flowering, and now it's earlier and earlier. So it's 1 or 2 weeks earlier as a generation before.
Yeah. And does that affect, I mean, then probably you need to harvest them earlier as well. Does that affect the growth of the bulbs, so you don't get the size as you would get 30 years ago in the same period?
No. That's when the bulbs are growing a particular size,
Yeah.
then we can harvest them.
Yeah.
Then we know what size we get in the shed.
Okay.
So that's for us easy, but yeah, you can start earlier. So a little bit warmer is for the hyacinth not bad.
Okay, that's good to hear. I've got a question from Anna. She's asking, how many varieties of hyacinths are there? That's a good question, because I think it's many.
I think there are 30, 35, 40 varieties who are in much numbers available.
Yeah.
There are a few hundred extra who are with small varieties, new ones, samples. So that's not so much as tulips, but we are busy to have some new varieties.
Okay, and talking about new varieties, I mean, with tulips it takes 20 to 25 years. We heard from a tulip grower to have a new variety commercially. Yeah, seeing how long it takes just to get a flower into a hyacinth, it probably takes even longer to do the whole breeding process.
Yeah, correct. It's the hyacinth is very difficult to have some new varieties. You see that, like Delft Blue, I think it's 60, 70, 80 years old.
Yeah. Wow.
It's still the most popular.
Yeah.
So making a new variety is very, very difficult to have a good one.
Yeah.
Tulips is a little bit easier, but if you got a new variety and you want to make them, yeah, then you must have 2-3 times longer as a tulip, because yeah, you must wait 3-4 years before one bulb is 20 bulbs.
Yeah.
And then you must do the game again and again.
Wow, that's something that like with tulips, everybody says I'm doing it for the next generation, but this is for the grandchildren if you're doing the hyacinth breeding.
No, I think it's that way. In 20-30 years you need before it's big enough.
Yeah.
Before it's big enough, but it's also like a hobby. We do it also in a small volume.
Yeah.
You must know how your plant is growing, and if there's coming out something, you never know. But it's interesting to do, and you must always find a better hyacinth.
Yeah, I mean this must be a hobby, because it's like we see the view is like a Dutch master with the paintings, and they started to make money when they or the paintings got expensive when they died. So if you find a new hyacinth variety, probably you will never see it in big numbers.
Under the ground.
I mean that's really unbelievable, and that's why sometimes people are asking, why isn't there a red or a yellow, or why isn't it in big numbers? Now I think you've got the answer now. that all those varieties, it just takes a lot of time before you get some numbers.
Yes, yes, yeah, correct.
Yeah.
When you want to have a red one, yeah, I always said when I find a red one, then it's good. But yeah, a good red one is hard to find.
Yeah.
There are some varieties with a red color, but they grow a little bit different, like the Delft Blue, and then it's for us not good enough.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. We've got Dimitris in as well from Athens, Greece. Anna's asking, do you also work in the perfume industry? It must be a field of smell. And Sandra's saying the same as well. When you walk outside, the whole area has a great fragrance.
That's correct. No, it's not correct that we don't work with the perfume industry, but it smells lovely. I can say that. I can say that. But maybe some viewers know something about the perfume industry, and they said, "Now, can we do something with the smell of the hyacinth flowers?" I will stand open for suggestions, and maybe we can do something.
Yeah. Here you can really nice see the detail of all the nails, all the different flowers, or the flowers on one stem. And the bigger the bulb, the more flowers it gets on one stem.
Yes, yeah, mostly is that so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when they are young bulbs, they have less flowers, and when they are 1 or 2 years older, you see more flowers on the stem.
Yeah.
So there you can see something on it.
Yeah. My uncle always said when we were in his flower shop, he said if you have potted hyacinths, don't give them too much water because they will grow longer and longer. Is that just something they said, or is it really true? The more water you will give the pot plant, the longer the stem will be.
In pot plants, it's more because when it's the cutflower, they need water. So,
yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, they don't flower it. But with pot plants, how wetter the peat is, the longer the plant.
Okay.
When it's prepared well, then it isn't an issue, because then it's tending, and when you have the right variety, then that's also no problem that the plant is growing too long.
Okay, so it's not only about watering; it's also depending on the preparation that the grower gives to the bulb.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the main part.
Yeah.
That's the main part. And some varieties are suitable for pots. So you must have a little luck that you buy the good one.
Yeah, because there's also I've been living in Sweden for a while, and what I noticed there is that if they sell hyacinths, they put I think it was noses, one nose or up to 5 noses on the pot. So the smell of the or the fragrance of the hyacinth differs from variety as well.
Yeah. But that's correct. Some are smelling more as another. In Sweden, they give their smelling points.
Yeah.
If you can say that.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's also a good thing, I think, for florists to know which ones have more fragrance than others, because some people want the hyacinths purely for the fragrance, and other ones want to have them for the beauty as well, and maybe have a very tiny house, and they think the fragrance is a bit too much for them. They can go for the other ones.
Yes, yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
You see some. There is some difference, and when it's smelling too much, then some don't like it.
Yeah.
But that's.
It's a view. I mean, I think the whole year you're waiting on the moment that it's flowering the field.
That's the most beautiful part of our business. That you can walk, especially in the early morning, that you can feel walking through the fields and hear the birds and see the sun coming and you walking through the fields. That's nice.
I mean, it's beautiful. And you were also pre-COVID, you were organizing something really nice for the people, the dining between the tulips.
Yeah, we do that also. Yeah.
Yeah, I know some things, but it was. Can you explain a little bit? It was a tent, and it was in the middle of the tulip fields, or what was happening there?
Yeah, no, that's yeah. We want to show and to explain what we are doing.
Yeah.
Something like this, but get our neighbors to us in, and everybody must eat. So try to have it in a tent in the field, so that they have a nice view with flowering tulip fields, and between the the serval. How do you call it when you have?
Yeah, between the servings.
Yeah, between the servings, I told the story of the tulips, what we are doing before we had a beautiful field where they look over, and so I can talk my own story about the fields, so that they know for now. It's lovely, we have nice view, and we know a little bit about the bulb industry.
I think that's really important, and also showing now that how long it will take just to get a flower in. While we see some tulips that got lost in the in the hyacinth field. Um, I mean, so many people don't know what's happening, and yeah, I've learned a lot again, and probably and I think the people watching as well, with yeah, so many new facts, and that there's so much hard labor in it for so many years. That's unbelievable, and uh,
Yeah.
I hope you make some money, or you need to make some money, because it's already such a big part, a hobby, taking so long, yeah, from a small bulb to flowering, and all those things, and all the things that can go wrong meanwhile as well. I mean, that's something as well what we haven't even talked about, or you mentioned it a little bit, with some viruses, or some diseases, maybe some strange weather. We had some hail in the beginning, but yeah, I mean, so much can go wrong because it's such a long period.
Yeah. In all the 3 4 years, when something's happened, you can lose your crop.
Yeah,
So you must do everything every year, good and better.
yeah,
And then you hope that prices were good enough, that you have that you earn something.
yeah,
But it's I said it's a way of life to do this.
yeah. It's you need to love the flowers to do this. All the hard work you're putting in. Alison Bradley is also saying big respect to all the bulb growers out there. And I can imagine, or let's people, let's think about this. Rob is working for 4 or 5 years on this bulb to make it a flower, and he brings it to the auction, and he doesn't know what price he gets until somebody press that button, and then he finally knows
Yeah.
what price he gets. So when there are some buyers here watching, I think it's worth to push that button a little bit earlier to get a better price. Because if you show this video and tell people how much work there is in a hyacinth to get a hyacinth finally in the vase, I mean, it's unbelievable. And these kinds of stories, I think, as a florist, we need to tell more to the people as well.
Yeah, no, that's it's a whole story. If they must put the button first, but it
Yeah,
it cost a lot. Cost a lot before you had one flowering.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
good to know that for the florists.
Yeah. What tool are you holding up at the moment? Is it a tool or is it just, what is it?
This is a little, how do I call it?
Yeah,
A
sure.
little shovel.
Okay.
Then I can pick some bulbs out of it. I see here a straight plant.
Yeah.
I will try to put it out. I lay down the phone, so one more.
Okay, now we can see Rob in action. If he doesn't take out this plant, he probably in 2 years he will notice that it's not the color that he wanted, and it's already as a cut flower there. So
yeah, now you can see the white ones and the yellow color. It's about 10-12 centimeters into the ground.
yeah.
And this variety is not the same variety as the dark ones, so it must be out because otherwise it's mixing.
Yeah.
And we must walk through the fields and put all the others out. But it's very early yet, so
Okay.
we'll do it next week.
Yeah, it was your first round here, but you already did one, so you can skip that one.
Yeah. And then we don't use this anymore and throw this away because it's useless. You see, the roots are breaking.
Yeah.
It won't grow further anymore.
Okay. So, Anne Guns is saying, kwekers zijn onderbetaald, maar floristen ook. Mensen snappen niet hoeveel werk erachter zit. Anne is saying, growers and florists are underpaid. People don't know how much work there has to be done for flowers. I think you're totally true, Anne. I think it also has a little bit to do with how we show ourselves as a floral industry. We just take it for granted. I mean, now as well we're talking, yeah, it's 4 years, but it's an art. It's a real profession, and as a florist, you make floral art. You make something special, and I think if we tell it more and show it more as well, then people are willing to pay for it as well. Of course, people can make their own bouquet as well, but people can do their own nails as well. But I know a lot of women that go to a nail studio and do their nails for 50 euros or even more. So why shouldn't they buy a bouquet for that as well? So I think it's also the mentality. We need to change it a little bit more and need to be more proud on what we do. I mean, people are traveling all over the world just to see the flower fields of Rob and his colleagues as well, going to the Keukenhof, paying thousands of euros or dollars to fly to Holland just for this period. So there are some flower lovers out there, and they are willing to pay as well.
No, let's hope that this program has got good influence on all the people who want to buy hyacinths, because yeah, it's a lovely flower with a lot of history and mostly a good fragrance.
Yeah.
So you can enjoy it 2 times of the color and the fragrance.
Yeah, you can do so many great things with hyacinths. We had a show last Friday with Michael van Haaster, who is living in the area as well, and he made actually a tuxedo or a suit out of flowers, and he used some hyacinths as well. So I will show that one as well now, and I will send the picture to you later, Rob, as well, so you can see it. The bulbs are still attached to it, and it's looking beautiful. While it's I think it's going to snow or hail again, so
yeah,
it's not the best weather. Yeah, so I think it's time to stop. Mother Nature says we've seen enough. I want to thank you very much, Rob, for showing us around and telling us about everything about the hyacinths. People, Rob van Haaster Vijfhuizen, so look out for his flowers, and now you know where they come from and what he had to do for it as well. And soon we will be back, depending a little bit on the weather, so we don't know the date yet, but we will go back into the tulip fields because that's the next one, who's going to flower. So hope to see you soon again. Thank you very much, Rob. And thank you, of course, for our cameraman, John Koopman, who is standing in this weather again, as well. Thank you, John. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and hope to see you soon. Oh, there he is. There is John. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. And see you soon. Stay safe.